read something? Maybe.
Do you?
Well, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
They are our listeners. Yeah. So I wear glasses. I tried to put in my contacts tonight, but I've been outside too much this weekend, and allergies have. No, it wasn't going to work. Mel, you wear glasses,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. Do you wear contacts at all?
I used to, but I don't anymore. I got a
Yeah,
scratch cornea one time, and it kind of
yeah, that'll
it's
ruin it.
never the same.
Yeah. My wife used to wear contacts, but she was cooking and made a whole bunch of fresh jalapenos, diced them up,
Oh, I
washed
know where this is going.
like crazy, washed her hands like crazy, like 6 times. Went to take her contacts out and burn, 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 burn. Never again. She can't wear them now. Uh,
Oh,
that
that
sucks.
sucks.
No,
What
that's
else?
horrible.
Jalapenos. I've done even something like limes like that has hurt, but they're not a sponsor or anything. But glasses are so expensive
Yes.
because the way they advertise, and I'm like really big into how people scam us with advertisements. Um, they'll say the frame, and a lot of people don't understand that you also have to pay for the lenses and all the other stuff that goes with it. But I got these at zenny.com, and the frames can be as low as $4.95. Sometimes I get some really good glasses, and it only cost me like $30. I know it's an advertise. They don't sponsor us, but if I could help you save a buck and not get scammed, Zenny's the place to go.
I thought about trying them because my glasses are fine. Like the prescription's fine, but my glasses are starting to fall apart and they're so expensive. I just don't want to spend the money.
Well, these are cheap enough to where you can replace them, but they also have a guarantee, and they always give you like this chock full of like eye measurement stuff and anti-fog crap. And I really like Zenny for online. So if you get a frame, like if your frame says $6.95, you're probably not going to pay more than $30 for the whole thing.
I gotta look into it.
Seriously, because my frames are a little bit more, but I got anti-reflective.
Contact lenses in the patient's eye.
Oh my gosh.
Gasp is the right answer. 23 contact lenses. My first thought, my wife found this story and was telling me about stack 23 contact lenses, one on top of the other, and still close your eye. Well, the answer to that is you don't. Apparently, these contact lenses were all shoved up in under the person's top eyelid.
I see. That was I was going to ask you that. Is it when I used to wear contacts? I was if I lost a contact and couldn't find it, but I'd have a headache, thinking, did mine float like behind my eye? Like that's what it felt like, but I didn't know if that was possible.
Yeah. Oh, yes, it's possible. Yeah. Um 23 times over at the very least. Uh,
That's crazy.
that's gross.
I
Yeah.
actually saw this article and almost sent it to you, and then I decided I didn't want to have to hear it again. So thank you for this.
You're welcome.
I
Um,
like feel like I need to like wipe my eyes and stuff because it's like I don't like people touching my eyes. I don't. I have the hardest time going to the eye doctor when they go to puff that eye into the air into your eye.
When they queef in your eye.
Freaking hate that. That is like I'm always pulling my head. I was doing it so much, pulling my head back one time. A friend of mine had gone with me for an eye exam, and she literally slammed my head into it. It's like, do it, do it. I have her head here. Like I'm like, knock it off. I hate that. Yeah.
so the doctor took an eyelid speculum to keep the eyelids open,
Oh, I love that word.
and yeah, noticed the edges of contact lenses. So they started to pull one out, and they came out. Some Post-it notes. I've got some Post-it notes, but I don't think they work that way. Nope, they're not in my desk. They stagger them. One side's connected, and then the other side's connected, and so it's just a zigzag thing. That's what it sounds like. They just started coming out in a chain. These contact lenses out of this person's eye, under their eyelid, as they were being taken out. Just like a slinky coming out of their eye. Just nasty. But you heard it here, folks. That's
It's
just
disgusting.
yeah. So, my thought was, okay, is this a young person? Somebody who should know better but doesn't. No, it was a 70 some year old woman. So yeah, I don't know. My thought goes to, do we have Alzheimer's issues? But
Ooh.
I don't know. That's how at some point you got to think, how am I taking out my, when am I going to take out my contacts? Oh, they just disappear. They dissolve overnight.
Well, that's true. Maybe she did think that, but a caregiver or somebody should have.
Maybe she thought the contact fairy just came and took them like your teeth.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Gross.
that whole thing, when I read that article, I'm so glad I'm reliving the trauma. Thank you.
Be happy I'm not sharing the video.
Yeah, no, I would have to sign off for a couple minutes and come back.
Don't tease, because I will do it. Yeah. She found video too. It's just, nope, no thank you. No thank you. Eyes are not something you want to screw with, and that's definitely screwy.
Yeah, that's another reason why I couldn't become a nurse or a doctor. There's so many things I can't. I'm embarrassed to say, but I can't stomach. I can't stomach eyeballs, and I can't stomach veins. I don't think I'd be able to. I could give shots, but I don't think I'd be able to give blood. Or take blood.
Take blood, yeah.
Okay, I'm curious about this because
I did it with.
So you said you wore contact lenses. Mm-hmm. How did you put them in? Did you put it staring straight at your finger and put it right on your eye, or did you put it off to the side of your eye and then move it over?
No, I put it right on, dead on balls, accurate, right on the pupil.
Right, and that's what I do. And my wife and daughter, they do it on the side because they don't want to look at their finger coming at their eye, and then they move the contact over. What? Come on, just poke yourself in the eyeball. That's all. That's the way to do it.
But
I can touch my own eyeball. I just can't have other people touching my eyeball.
I was just gonna say that, Holly. It's it's mine. I can do it, my eyeball, but somebody else's. It's oh.
Yeah, no.
And one thing that would gross me out when we had to learn combat emergency medical care for dogs, and we would have to give dogs IVs, and then they kept talking about veins rolling, and I'm like, oh, that's so gross.
Yeah.
If for a human, for the dog, it's okay, but
I don't know, Mel. I don't know. Would you have enough time to shut everything down and bring it back up and reconnect the mojo and do all that?
Would that mess with the music or anything?
It wouldn't mess with. No, I got the music.
No, you want me to do that right now, or wait for the break?
Well,
Do it now.
no, you gotta wait for the break.
Oh, okay.
Ollie, do you have a story you want to share with us?
I didn't know I was supposed to have a story.
Baloney, Dahmer baloney.
Hey, it was his first name. It was Tony. Let me see what I have. I don't think. Oh, well, I have a story that I sent you that I will talk about since I find it on my phone. There was a couple that found a pair of jeans in a mine shaft. How much do you think that these jeans went for at auction? They were from the 1880s.
Sounds like they were comfy.
They were definitely broken in.
Yeah. And what brand were they?
Levi's.
Yeah.
They were not button fly, though, because they didn't have button flies in the 1880s.
Seems like that would be easier than zippers back in the 1880s.
I know. You would think. I always hear that. When I hear Levi's, I always think of that commercial from the 80s, Levi's button flies, 501 Blues.
501 Blues.
Yep.
Wait. There it is.
It seems to have fixed itself in YouTube. It's not.
It's not buffering anymore. Awesome. So how much would you pay for a pair of Levi's from the 1880s?
$15.
I mean, really, $300.
Melissa?
Let's see. Pair of jeans, broken in. Maybe. I wouldn't pay it, but I'm assuming it might be upwards of $1,200.
Try $87,000.
Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Who
No,
wore those things?
They did not.
Were they from the Dutton Ranch or what?
They might have been. 1880s, they were discovered in an abandoned mine in New Mexico and were sold at auction for $87,000. The buyer is Zip
No shit. Come on.
Zip Stevenson, and he owns a vintage denim store.
Yeah, I have heard in the past about they paying top dollar for vintage denim and all that, but I didn't know it was going to those kind of prices.
Right.
Guy with a YouTube channel out in California. He owns a ghost town and mines and that stuff. He just dreams of finding a perfect set of Levi's to make a whole ton of cash off of.
It says that most jeans that are found from this era are actually too delicate to wear, and they're in museums. But these jeans were surprisingly durable and can still be worn.
There you go.
Who would wear them though? Like,
I don't
is
know,
he
but-
going to walk down the street? Is this person really going to get the accolades he's looking for? Wow, is that like 150 years old? Like, wow, those are great jeans.
No.
They're totally covered in mud. So, I mean, they always say you don't have to wash your jeans. Actual denim you don't ever wash.
Right.
But they're a 38-inch waist and 32-inch in length.
Huh.
Well, they won't fit me.
I bet you Rusty could squeeze into those.
So do you guys?
What's the waist size?
38-inch.
No.
So do
I'm
you
a
guys
fat
not
boy.
wash your pants ever?
I wash my jeans. I know they say that you're not supposed to, but I always wash them.
Yeah,
That doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you not wash denim? It's going to be nasty, so
Maybe they just air them out. Sometimes you just got to air out your stinker.
Denim's just like cast iron. It needs to be washed. Come on.
Just not with soap.
Yeah. Who is that fashion icon? I can picture him, but
Like Gucci.
he has a pair of jeans that he has never worn or never washed.
And it's a fashion guy?
stinky.
Fashion guy, and he talks about how you're not supposed to wash your denim. I can picture him with the white hair, short hair, but I can't think of his name.
Just because a dude says it doesn't make it true. Take some pride in what you wear.
Oh, I think there's a lot of things when it comes to personal hygiene. I think there's societal norms and then there's common sense. I think I said this a few months ago on here, and I was asking the ladies or men who wear bras, like, how often do you wash your bra? Is it like one day goes in the washer, or excuse me, still trying to get over this cold. Is it one day, wash your bra, and then wear it again the next day, or do you wait a couple of days?
I don't wear bra. All right, come on back after the break. We'll be here.
Maybe.
I guess it doesn't make a big difference. I just was trying to see if I could find the guy's name quick.
So what do you think, Rusty?
Aneurysm.
It appears to have fixed itself maybe so far.
Okay.
I think it was an internet issue because somebody else said that they were having a bad connection. So who knows? It was internet.
Rusty
know.
has to stop touching buttons.
I went into Restream and just to see if it would help, I stopped the feed going to the Strange Ideas Facebook page. I don't know if it helped it any or not. You know.
So Tech Roost said this is how you put in contacts. You put the contact lens at the end of a ruler, place the ruler such that only about an inch is hanging over the edge of a table, smack that part with your fists and hope for the best. Like, no. I hear Gilly.
Gilly, your people want to see you. Ow!
Pay
Girl.
attention to
Mom.
me. Pay attention to
Mom,
me.
you gotta look at this.
Okay, come here.
10 seconds.
I got it.
Okay.
You just hit yourself in the face.
In the head. Where'd my hat go?
Now, allow me to paint a mental picture here. Granted, any picture that I'm going to paint, it's going to be mental, but whatever. Yeah, maybe you've had a little bit too much to drink. Maybe you're too just darn tired to drive home. What are the options in your guys' area for finding a safe way to get home? You know,
Other
me,
than Uber and Lyft?
that's the thing. Out in my area, I don't have that. I don't have that ability.
Oh, me either.
I'm out in the middle of freaking nowhere.
We
as far
do
as-
here, but we don't have. But there's also taxis who double and triple as Uber and Lyft. But this is kind of, Rusty, what would you say? This area kind of rural-ish, so there's no like buses or mass transit here.
Right. Yeah. You're rural, but it's sort of a community, like a community rural. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah.
Because I'm not that far from 49, from where all
Right.
the action is, but it's kind of weird where I live.
Yeah.
Ollie?
Yes. How would I get home?
Yeah.
I'd call either a friend or a family member.
See, that's about all I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, out in my area. Call friend or family and hope that
Can you get a list of all the pregnant women who are willing to drive?
Oh, I married my designated driver because my husband doesn't drink. I don't.
Oh, I almost heard a Freudian slip there, Holly.
I know. I almost it doesn't matter, right? Yeah. He is my eternal designated driver because
That is true love.
I live out. Well, we have a Dollar General now that's about 6 miles away.
everywhere has a
Other than
Dollar
that,
General.
We are 12. We're 12 miles to the closest town, where there's like a stoplight and that kind of thing. But Kinsey, no, I don't know how far out Knights is, but Kinsey is way the hell out in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking about dang it.
Dang it.
yeah, I'm about 10,
How
15
far?
miles from the capital of the state, and that's the closest town with a stoplight, like Rusty's talking about. So yeah,
Crazy.
nope.
Why do you
so
ask?
Have you ever considered having a 9-year-old drive you home?
Oh,
when you're
yeah.
in a situation.
Who hasn't?
Well, I mean, seriously.
If they know how to drive.
Yeah, it depends on the 9-year-old. I've known some 9-year-olds that can drive, pickups and tractors and four-wheelers and yeah, absolutely.
Holly, do you have a story?
No.
Oh. When I was 9.
We used to just drive stuff around the farm, so I knew how to
okay.
drive stuff young. Yeah.
All right, well I'll give you that, but okay, this 9-year-old was not trained.
Uh-oh.
So, a 22-year-old Crestview man. Oh crap! This is a Florida man.
It's a
That
Florida man without the intro.
Damn it, Chris, you had one.
Florida man, he lives in his van. He's Florida man, Florida man, Florida man. He has sex with a can. He's Florida man, Florida man, Florida man, Florida man.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Give him his due. All right. A Crespi man from Florida is charged with child neglect after having a 9-year-old drive him several miles home, according to the sheriff's office. The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office states a witness spotted a car. They suspected the driver was impaired due to the vehicle being all over the road.
Ah.
Makes sense. The witness cut off. No, deputies say the witness, cut off the car near an intersection, and then noticed a kid was behind the wheel.
Oh my
they
gosh!
told the kid,
And that's not like a real Crestview. That's a community. That's not like out in the middle of nowhere.
like you're saying there were other options than a 9-year-old.
Yes.
What?
Yeah,
No.
Crestview's not in the middle of the nowhere. It's a neighborhood. It's, pretty busy out there.
Huh. So like maybe a cab, bus, Uber, Lyft, friend,
In
family.
the 22-year-old's defense, he was inebriated, so he would not have been making the best decisions to begin with. And what better way to teach a kid to drive is than having a drunk person teach them? They'll learn faster. You'll have more patience.
Just throw them in the pool. Learn how to swim.
Throw 'em in the pool.
They'll have more patience. That's okay. You took the mailboxes. Just get back up on the road, and we'll go a little further.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
All right. Yeah. So that, according to the sheriff's office, the 9-year-old told deputies that the guy, the 22-year-old Barrios, asked him to drive him home, pointing out directions along the nearly 7-mile trip. Now, if this is not a rural area, I think 7-mile trip here is just, road and then a mile and then another intersection and then a mile and then another intersection. But if you're saying this is a relatively populated area, 7 miles is a pretty decent sized trip for driving around through town. Am I right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, you were right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Well, did he make it?
Well, he got 3 miles before the witness intervened, and basically the car that cut him off told the kid to pull over in a convenience store parking lot.
did they make the 9-year-old do
Sobriety test?
the field sobriety test?
No mention
you-
of a breathalyzer for the 9-year-old.
Huh.
I bet he could say the alphabet backwards better than any of us.
Yeah. Right.
Sober.
This part of the story just warms my heart here. When contacted, the child's mother says she was not aware the boy had left home.
What?
Yeah.
Where did she think he was?
Look. Wait now. People automatically they jump up. What do you mean your kid don't know that they're home? Well,
They're
if you've sent
sneaky.
them to bed,
Yeah,
yes. You
they're
send them to
sneaky. It's
bed and
not
you're
always-
watching TV,
Yep.
and they go out the window. How are you going to know?
What time of the day was this?
Come on, you ask
I don't know.
real questions.
Right.
There's no mention.
Okay.
Because
I'm sorry, I didn't see the arrest report.
I was the world's worst from about the age 10 of sneaking out.
I am shocked.
I
say.
And we'd go, we'd ride our bikes and stuff, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. We'd be riding around the neighborhood, and
I was 13 when I started.
trying to dodge cars. They're like, oh, a car, and it was, it was kind of like hide and seek and riding your bike, I don't know.
According to the arrest report, the mother told deputies that this 22-year-old was at her home the night before, drinking alcohol, and stayed overnight. She realized in the morning that both he and her kid were gone.
Okay, now that long stretch of time, yeah, the parent has some culpability there.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Fun stuff. I don't
Florida.
know. I don't think I have ever considered having a 9-year-old drive me anywhere.
Well,
No.
only out in the field, like when my son was, driving golf carts or tractors or whatever. Yeah, sure, but not on a road.
Okay. Golf cart. I take it back. I've had my kids drive around on the golf cart, but that's in my yard.
Yeah, but not on the road. Yeah, that's that's wildly irresponsible and dangerous. People could have died. You could have got dead, dude. You could have been dead.
I got dead.
All right. So are we done? Can I move on? Because I'm tired of this story.
Sure.
Okay.
Us for boring you.
But wait, there's more.
No, oh, jeez.
No, there's not.
There was and his little brother was in the back seat. And there was
they
a
found
dog.
meth.
And a dead hooker in the trunk.
How old were you when you learned about Point Nemo?
Today.
I've seen that movie
That's
where they found him.
no.
Just keep swimming.
Point Nemo. The most remote location on planet Earth.
Can I go there?
Lindsay's house?
At more than 1,000 miles from civilization in all directions, Point Nemo is unlike any other place in the world.
Because
People often vaguely refer to the middle of nowhere, but as it turns out, scientists have actually figured out precisely where that point is. It is so far removed from civilization that the closest humans to that location at any given time are astronauts.
awesome.
That's pretty amazing. It is officially known as the oceanic pole of inaccessibility, or the point in the ocean furthest from land in all directions by more than 1,000 miles.
In excess. That was a band,
That
wasn't
is
it?
really cool.
The
Tech Roo said Wyoming.
Right.
it was given Point Nemo because Nemo is Latin for no one, and it also refers to Jules Verne's submarine captain from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Yeah, so the location is so isolated that people in the International Space Station, which passes over it at any given time, sometimes a couple times a day, are around 258 miles from the surface of the Earth. So they are actually closer to that place than any other human. It was
If you believe
found.
that we're actually in space. I mean,
Well, there's that. But not only is it, inaccessible to humans, it's not a place where there's a lot of animals, not a lot of fish or anything, because the coordinates fall within the South Pacific Gyre, an enormous rotating current that prevents nutrient-rich water from flowing into the area. So without any other food sources there, sustaining most life in this part of the ocean is impossible.
So are there any life forms there at all? Like
There are
bacteria or
Bacteria, small crabs live near volcanic vents on the seafloor close to and in dots around Point Nemo.
so with the volcanic vents, would that okay, so that would be unpredictable, like they wouldn't have a warm climate or a cold climate all the time. It'd be too unpredictable and too irregular to sustain regular life.
Yeah. I mean, there's crabs and stuff living close to these vents. There's vents dotted in a few places around, but I mean that's it. Crabs and bacteria.
wait, is this place underwater?
Sounds
or
like
is
my
this
ex-boyfriend.
above sea level?
yes, it's whatever. It's yes, above sea level, below sea level, whatever.
Well, yeah,
Well, I mean, if
I'm
it's
trying
below
to
sea
find
level,
it
of
on a
course,
map.
nobody's going to live there.
Well, anyway, I'd never heard of it before. I thought it was
Yeah,
pretty,
that's pretty cool.
pretty neat. It's off the coast of South America, and the circle that goes around it just barely touches Antarctica.
Wow.
So it's down in that region. It's
That's crazy.
yeah, it's pretty remote.
Road trip.
Road trip.
I mean, so, hey, how many people here, listeners, are into tattoos? I just got an advice question.
Got one.
I have one.
They can't see it, right? But there it is.
Temporaries don't count, Rusty.
Oh, that's real.
So today, this weekend, Mississippi Gulf Coast, they had the, I got my bracelet here, the Inking the Coast tattoo festival, or what do you call it? A convention. Had a convention today. And I went all around. I was looking at all the tattoo, and I have exactly what I want in mind. Like there's several that I have in mind, but I was wondering, for people that get a lot of tattoos, would you go to, because obviously they're all extremely talented, I think, just to be at this convention, but would you just get a tattoo from like a rando, or do you go to a parlor or shop where you can like establish a relationship with a person, or put something in mind? Because I was really tempted, because some of these people were phenomenal. But I don't even know about the prices. Is it going to be more expensive at the convention? I went by myself, so I'm just like asking you guys these questions because I have no idea.
You don't want a tattoo out of the back of somebody's van.
No.
Well,